Going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and another 5-minute Nightmare 4 solo build. Today I'm going to take a look at the Unholy Catacombs on Incursion, of course, for the Spectral Night on Nightmare 4, and going to kind of show off a build that Omni showed us in, 2 weeks ago, the live stream. And I made a couple of slight modifications to his build. However, the same flavor is there, and I gotta say, it is just a lot of fun. Now, with this build, we're going to be taking advantage of some Serenity Auras, some Earth-Shattered goodness from the Apprentice, and then some EV2 buff beams. And it's ridiculous. When Omni showed me this build, the first thing I said to myself and asked him was, well, gosh, are those Earth Shatters going to reach all the way down there? Oh, well, they do. And not only do they reach, but they just wreck faces. And you guys will see what I'm talking about here. But let's go ahead and get started with the build. This is a spawn camping build, and each entrance is going to get a Serenity Aura. No real important, particularly stair for it to be on. Just anywhere down here is all good. And then we're going to hop on over to our EV. There's the old girl. And get some buff beams laid down. Now, the very first buff beam, I'm going to start right here, kind of right at the crack right there. And I'm going to go all the way up and try to center it. I want to get to maximum range, but I want to center it on the little squigglies. And then go all the way back over here as far as it'll go. And we're going to place that one. Now, as we see with this character, I'm getting a defense power bonus of 1268. However, we are going to buff the buff beams. So I'm going to go right here as close as I can get. Looks like right there is going to be it. And then stretch one full buff beam segment out there. Now we're going to take a look at them, and they're close enough together where the buff beams are actually buffing each other. So this buff beam is going to be at 1762 defense power bonus. And this buff beam is going to be at 1797 defense power bonus. Now, this is really all you need. You can play around with putting a boost aura right here to buff these buff beams and your defenses, and it actually makes them hit just stupid crazy hard. However, it's not really necessary. Oh, I'm always forgetting the most important part. We all know how beastly PDTs are right now, and of course we'll be utilizing them. So first things first, going to lay down 3 PDTs, one right at each entrance, and I'm going at the furthest or the closest to the entrance portion of that buff beam, as I want to make sure that I'm maximizing the PDT and it's getting in there. Now if we look, it's not going quite all the way down, but it is getting close. So now, of course, with a couple of upgrades, that will be remedied. Now let's go ahead and switch over to our Apprentice. We're going to lay down 3 Earth Shatter Towers at each entrance, right on top of that buff beam. Going to do the same thing right here. 3 of these bad boys. Come on. And just pointing them directly towards the entrance. Now, as you see, completely unupgraded, these things are hitting like a truck. They're like mine are hitting for 136k, and they're attacking every 2.88 seconds for 48,000 damage per second. Now, of course, that's single target damage, but still beast nonetheless. Now let's come over here and do the exact same thing with 3 of them. And there we go. Now that's essentially the build. It leaves you 600 DU left, which is very generous. I throw 2 upgrades. Oops, missed one there. 2 upgrades on each of my PDTs. And I normally don't upgrade that buff beam, but I accidentally did there. And that leaves me 120, which would be 170 if I didn't accidentally upgrade it, left. And I usually throw that into one of these Earth Shatters at each one of the entrances. Now, of course, with my little foobar there. I can't do anything there. But then when we start the match, you're going to see that the PDTs and the Earth Shatters are just getting business done all the way down below. So that's it for now. Thank you, Omni, for showing us this awesome build. It's been a lot of fun to play with, and I've actually used the basic concepts from this build and dragged it over to several other maps, and have been having just a ton of fun with it. So thanks again for the awesome build idea there, Omni. Great work. And thank you guys for watching. So please click that like button and subscribe to the channel. If there's any particular map you want to see highlighted in a 5-minute build segment, by all means, let me know in the comments below. And we'll be back soon with some more DD2. See ya!